from our 7 Tasmania studios. Your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Swimmers might want to think twice about taking a dip in the Derwent after a sewage spill triggered a health alert. It's understood excess industrial waste from the Cadbury factory overloaded a local waste treatment plant. Officials are warning people not to enter the water, but that didn't stop some swimmers today.
A holiday hotspot now under threat, not shark threats, instead sewage-infested waters.
Pretty disappointing, especially, this time of the year.
The sewage leak believed to have originated at the Cameron treatment plant, with suspected industrial waste discharged from Cadbury's factory to blame.
In simple terms, it's killed the bugs that eat the sewage, and this has meant that only partially treated water is now entering the Derwent.
The contamination prompting warnings from health officials, saying taking a dip could have major consequences.
Diarrheal illness, infections of the skin, infections of the ears and eyes.
The warning getting through to some swimmers today.
An endangerment to everyone who's swimming in, there's been kids swimming in as well.
While others blatantly ignoring the warning signs.
She'll be right.
The Australian Manufacturing Workers Union say they waved the flag months ago.
We had members in July of this year that were suffering from headaches and nausea, and they were smelling rotten egg gas. Now what that was hydrogen sulphide.
The union says a right to information uncovered the cause was the site's trade waste treatment plant. In a statement, the Mondelez spokesperson said the health and safety of our community and protecting the environment are our utmost priorities. The group says it's working vigorously and collaboratively with Taswater to fully investigate and resolve the matter. It could mean bad news for locals wanting a Christmas dip, with authorities saying parts of the River Derwent from Austin's Ferry to here in Sandy Bay could be shut off anywhere from a few days to a week.
We are working very closely with everyone involved in the situation to have it resolved as quickly as possible.
And with the Sydney to Hobart on the horizon, authorities say there shouldn't be any implications. Rebecca Gadaneris, 7 Tasmanian News.
A 19-year-old man has died in hospital following a crash in Bridgewater. Police say the teenager was riding an off-road motorcycle when he crashed into a youth on a motorised push bike at Killarney Road a week ago. The other rider sustained minor injuries. The investigation remains ongoing, and anyone with information or dashcam is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. Our Premier isn't committing to when he'll disclose how much it will have cost to implement the card-based system for pokies, which was sensationally scrapped last month. It follows the release of a heavily redacted report which showed it could have been rolling out this time next year.
Our commitment to harm minimisation remains, but also our commitment for Tasmanians to exercise their freedom of choice.
He says he's written to other premiers about adopting a national approach. A man who killed a baby says he felt overwhelmed and frustrated when he shook the 10-month-old and dropped him in a cot last December. Daniel John Ridges is being sentenced after pleading guilty to manslaughter last month. His defence lawyer says he struggles daily with his actions and is truly remorseful. The hearing will continue on January 9. The Nursing and Midwifery Federation is escalating action against the Department of Health, lodging a workload dispute case with the Tasmanian Industrial Commission with the claim that the department has failed to act on several commitments, including safe staffing levels and clinical coaches for early career nurses and midwives.
When their concerns are not being heard and acted on despite commitments being made, it is extremely demoralising.
The ANMF will head to the Commission on Monday in hopes of reaching a resolution before Christmas. A young child playing with matches was the likely cause of a blaze at a Midway Point property yesterday, according to fire investigators. A garage and car caught alight on Heron Street just before 3 p.m, with emergency crews working to extinguish the blaze in just 10 minutes. Authorities are now urging parents and guardians to keep lighters and matches out of the reach of children, but also to have a working smoke alarm. The fire service says while a few belongings were destroyed, the outcome could have been far more tragic. Upgrades are full steam ahead at Hobart Airport, with the strengthened runway almost ready to receive larger planes. Tasmanian seafood exporters are eagerly awaiting international connections that will open up access to more markets in Asia.
Hobart Airport touching down on some major milestones.
We've finished work on the northern end of the runway.
and we're halfway through the project, on track to finish in the middle of next year.
Tasmania is the only state without a runway strong enough for larger planes, but that's about to change.
So far we've laid 18,000 tonnes of asphalt. We've reconstructed 9,000 square metres of runway pavement.
The upgrade's costing $130 million, with some help from the federal government.
The Albanese Labor government is investing $60 million here because we know how important this infrastructure project is to our state's future.
All in a bid to help better connect Tasmania to the rest of the world.
This upgrade will open up the ability for us to fly non-stop to key Asian hubs like Hong Kong and Singapore.
Meaning good news for local exporters.
Asia also offers a gateway to the rest of the world, trade into Europe, into the US.
Cutting down a significant amount of travel time.
What does it mean for seafood? 10 hours off the trip into the Asian markets. That's significant amount of time for a live product.
It's reliability of getting to market faster, and it's about then getting a premium price for premium produce.
The upgrades are expected to be finished mid-next year. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmanian News.
The removal of one of the Sea Road vessels from service today for planned maintenance could cause a freight crisis, according to Labor, warning there's already a difficulty exporting fresh products from the state.
Right now there is no confidence or trust that we can get our premium, time-sensitive freight across Bass Strait.
The TT line will be providing as much assistance as possible to ensure that we get our wonderful produce over to the mainland for
The government says it held a round table with suppliers and freight companies last month to discuss a solution. The government has released its long-awaited response to the State of the Environment report, agreeing to only 6 of its 16 recommendations in full. The Greens say that only scratches the surface of resolving Tasmania's ecological issues.
There's no new expansions to the marine environment. There's obviously no stronger environment regulations being proposed.
Environment Minister Madeleine Ogilvie says the government's long-term strategy is based on science and collaboration with natural resource management groups. The response will be tabled early next parliamentary year. A collaboration between 2 of Tasmania's biggest sporting teams means fans can continue their celebrations after match time at the Taste of Summer Festival. Anyone with a Jack Jumpers game day ticket on December 29 or a Hurricanes New Year's Day pass can make use of the free festival access.
To work together to demonstrate that we can add value to the community wherever we go as sports is really, really important.
Our supporter members this year are welcome to come along as well, so you don't have to have a game day ticket to come along to benefit from this great partnership.
General ticket sales for the Taste are already up 30% on last year. And there's also a strong warning to anyone considering ruining Christmas by drinking and driving. Just don't. Tasmania Police promising to pop up when drivers least expect it, reminding motorists that one mistake on the road can have life-altering consequences.
More people, more police. This drug and alcohol operation, the first of many over the next few weeks.
The last thing we want to be doing over this Christmas New Year period is delivering death messages by knocking on somebody's door and having to tell them that one of their loved ones has passed away.
Police promising to bring their own version of lights and toys this festive season. Operation Safe Arrival ensuring people do just that, targeting speeding as well as drink and drug driving.
Whether it's a high visibility policing operation like this or whether it's being in an unmarked vehicle on a back road somewhere in Tasmania where you normally would expect not to see police.
We've seen 28 lives already claimed this year on Tasmanian roads and nearly 300 people left with serious injuries, many of those caused by the fatal 5. Speeding, drink and drug driving, distractions, not wearing a seatbelt and fatigue.
Any one of those can be a significant risk, but people just need to look after themselves, look after their families.
Over last year's festive season, 3 Tasmanians lost their lives as a result of road-related incidents, with 12 seriously injured. Police this year enforcing a strong message.
Slow down, buckle up and obey our drink and drug driving laws.
In an effort to keep the whole community safe and alive. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's accommodation sector certainly has a spring in its step at the moment, with new data showing over 80% of rooms were filled last month, an increase of 4.5% compared to September. That figure in line with the same time last year. But it was northern Tasmania proving increasingly popular, with 85% of the rooms filled during November. The Hospitality Association, which commissioned the occupancy report, says the figures are extremely encouraging ahead of the remaining summer months. Shoppers headed to Salam Market to pick up some last-minute Christmas gifts will be greeted by Santa tomorrow. The last event of the year, it's also the final chance for stallholders to boost their annual profits.
Santa is coming to town, ready to take notes from some of our finest craftspeople at Salam Market. St Nick will be hard at work partnering with Hobart City Council to offer local families a gift.
Come to the Salam Market, you can have photo and talk to Santa, but it's not going to cost you anything.
The final event of the year, last-minute shoppers will have no shortage of ideas, with more than 300 stallholders.
If you want something for the Christmas table, we've got your jams and chutneys, we have toys for the kids, there's everything and anything.
The festive season brings with it a surge in visitors, locals and tourists alike. Its humble beginnings regarded as one of the many reasons to head to the waterfront.
My grandparents used to take me to this market, so it's been going on for a very long time. Everyone feels connected to this market. It is part of the fabric of Hobart.
But many small businesses continue to struggle following the pandemic. Those within and around the market now relying on the rush as a lifeline.
You know, often Christmas makes their whole year in sales. This is the time of year that really just, tides over those dark winter months.
Unlikely to disappear, those with a dream will find a spot in Salamanca. Zeke Gaffney, 7 Tasmania News.
4 years before Tasmania's first AFL team enters the league, efforts are underway to harness the booming enthusiasm of aspiring footy players. Participation numbers have soared, with the northwest of the state leading Tasmania when it comes to the sport's newest entry-level program.
They may be a little young now, but these keen youngsters could be the future of the Tasmanian Devils.
It's pretty amazing. Behind us, there's kids all in Tassie Devils tops, kicking Tassie Devils footies. Not long ago, that seemed like a million miles away.
The club fostering the next Jack Riewoldt or Nicole Bresnahan, attracting an almost 30% increase in participation across the state.
38% of that in Auskick. More boys and girls than ever before playing Auskick.
The Auskick program, the base of the pyramid when it comes to getting kids into the game. Then there's Superkick, a bridging program between Auskick and junior footy.
And then you're into junior club footy, youth club footy, and then right through the club pathway.
While participation in the south of the state is strong, numbers in the northwest aren't going unnoticed.
They've got about 4% of the total super kickers in the country.
A year after a record number of Tasmanians were drafted to the big league, only one player was snapped up this time round, with young gun Sophie Strong heading to Essendon. AFL Tasmania hopes programs like Auskick and Superkick foster some future talent ahead of the Devils entering the National League in 2028.
We're pretty confident in where the talent's coming from and where we're headed. And we're putting a lot of work in through the junior academies.
Inching towards making the dream of a Tasmanian team into a reality.
We're hopeful it's just the start.
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
Tomorrow night's home match against the Scorchers can't come soon enough for the Canes. It'll be a chance to make good after being sent packing from Geelong with their lowest ever total, crumbling in just 12 overs. Starting the season with a trip to the record books. In his 100th BBL match, Matthew Wade, the first to fall.
There's the nick. Rogers has got the big breakthrough.
The real breakthrough coming 2 overs later with Mitch Owen on 10.
The catch he's taken, that's the end of Owen.
Followed by Ben McDermott for a golden duck.
He's hold out straight away.
Nikhil Chowdhury for 2.
And another one departs.
Tim David for a duck.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled.
Chris Jordan, another golden duck, all within 12 balls.
What is going wrong with the Hobart Hurricanes tonight?
Leaving the Canes languishing on 6 for 32 after just 5 overs. Nathan Ellis would do what he could to salvage the inning, but once he fell for 35, the fate was sealed.
Gone.
handing the Renegades the lofty target of 75, which they need just 48 balls to surpass.
And it is a hammering.
The pitch, according to both sides, was not a factor.
It's a disappointing start to the tournament, but I guess the greatest outcome is that we've got a game in under 24 hours' time now. We always play really well here.
74 runs, the Hurricanes' lowest ever total, but not the league's lowest. That honour belongs to the Thunder at 15 runs. But new arrival Shea Hope, our second highest scorer on 13, isn't reading too much into the walloping.
It's cricket. Cricket is one of those games that can be very, very unpredictable. We've got to put that one behind us and then understand what we need to achieve for the next game.
One uncertainty for tomorrow is Matthew Wade, needing calf scans after limping off the field last night.
At the moment, he's in the mix to play tomorrow. We're pretty confident it's not too bad.
South Hobart's Sandy Bay is in line for its first CTPL T20 premiership since 2018 after their semi-final win over North Hobart. They face old rivals and reigning Kookaburra Cup winners University in the decider at Ninja Stadium on Sunday. And the Jack Jumpers are moving on after confirmation yesterday. Will Magnate will be out of action for up to 8 weeks with a broken toe suffered during training.
He just was running and his foot started to get sore, and by the time the evening was over, we had found out that he'd basically broken his toe. We've had multiple injuries during the course of every year that we've been here, and it's just the next man up, and it gives great opportunity for other guys.
They play United in Melbourne on Monday before hosting the Breakers Christmas night. That's all from me, Murph. I'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully we can get the Hurricanes over the line.
Yeah, look forward to you presenting our sports segment from Ninja Stadium tomorrow. Something else we all look forward to is Kaya Wicks. She'll be presenting the weather after the break.
Good evening. It was 22 in Hobart, 24 recorded in Launceston, Devonport and Burnie, both 19 degrees. A warm one at Bushy Park today with 28, Strawn 26. It was 24 on King Island, 23 the top at Grove and Lyowini, 22 on Flinders Island and at Luncheon Hill. Friendly Beaches 21, 19 at St Helens and Marai Island and 18 at Low Head. Early morning cloud is then clearing from the north as wispy high cloud moves over parts of the state. Clear skies are visible about southern and central Australia. Vast areas of thunderstorms extend over the Territory and northern Queensland. Tomorrow, a ridge of high pressure will move over Tasmania as a series of troughs lie throughout central Australia and along the coast of WA. South to southwesterly winds 15 to 25 knots, increasing upward of 30 knots about the southeast. West to southwesterly swells at 2.5 metres in western and southern waters. We have a strong wind warning for coastal waters between Wineglass Bay to southeast Cape tomorrow, and also for Frederick Henry, Norfolk and Storm Bay. A partly cloudy day in Hobart and Oatlands tomorrow, 20 the maximum. A couple of morning showers in Medina with 18. Fine in Launceston 26, sunny also in Devonport 23. A little cloudy in Lyowini with 17 expected there. Glorious weather on the way for Burnie 22. A 50% chance of showers in Strawn 18. Partial grey skies in Marrawar, 17's the top. A bit cloudy in St Helens, 21, one up in Swansea, although fine with 22, and a bit of cloud cover for Orford also with 20 degrees. Forecast now for Sunday, showers about the north during the morning, extending statewide throughout the evening. On Monday, showers more frequent about the west and south, contracting to the west and far south throughout the evening. And the all-important Christmas Eve forecast, a little cloudy, but it will be fine apart from showers about the west. To the national forecast now for your Saturday. Possible storms in Darwin and Cairns tomorrow, 29 and fine in Sydney. Tassie sharing partly cloudy skies with our friends in Melbourne tomorrow with 21 there. Right now in Hobart, it's partly cloudy, 18 degrees, clear in Launceston and also in Devonport. I'd love to throw back with something perhaps humorous and quirky, Murph, but I'm fresh out of dad jokes, Cobber.
Well, Kai, you've got 24 hours to come up with one and we'll meet back here, same time, same place. That's all our news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.